Tonight on Joy News Prime, Inspector General of Police announces 10,000 cedis bounty for Budumburam cop killers as the service intensifies search to ensure they are brought to book.
We will defend the people of Ghana. If it means taking our life, fine. But we will ensure that all the criminals who do that, we will deal with them effectively. We are not going to allow any coward to suppress us.
Would bring you chilling eyewitness accounts of the Budumburam incident.
No discipline, no police, no son and tiring him, no shoot to police, ninity, nonsense to shoot to ninfe.
We also hear what is being done to protect police officers.
But I have directed the acting IGP to immediately arm all police contractors and to provide them with bulletproof equipment, the vest, and the helmets.
Despite the slaying of 5 officers in 30 days in the line of duty, the police are not relenting in their quest to keep the citizens safe and are being deployed at this very moment. We'll be live on the ground. In business,
co-founder of the fund's UT Bank vows to revive it in 2 years.
I'm Israel Line. Joy News Prime comes to you live from the Joy News studio. Kokomlimli here in Accra with digital address GA099-2539. Stay tuned in. The Interior Minister has ordered the immediate arming of all traffic police officers as part of changes in police policy to ensure the officers are better protected. Now, Maxwell Agbagba has more on this story, including the chilling eyewitness account of the murders as narrated by a 13-year-old girl who saw it all.
According to eyewitnesses, the police vehicle and the Camry vehicle pulled up here after they were given a hot chase by the police officers. Well, there are some blood stains here very close to the shop. A 13-year-old girl who witnessed how the whole incident happened has been telling us how it panned out. We are told that the driver told the police officer he wants to take money out of his car, but that did not happen. The 13-year-old eyewitness says he pulled out a gun and then shot the police officer in the head. At that point, we're told that blood started oozing out of the head of the police officer. He rushed into the shop, fell, and then died.
Inside one police car, private car,
Okay, she says there were 3 of them standing here at the shop, very close to the shop, and then the police vehicle, together with a private vehicle, pulled up, here.
No police ministry, no papa now.
Well, she says the police officer got down from the vehicle and then slapped the occupants of the private vehicle.
No papa nika on fanisika.
Okay, so the man asked the police officer to wait so that he takes his money.
No papa nika so face cano koye to no the police ninity.
So as the man told the police officer that he wants to take money from his car, he did not take money. He actually pulled a gun from the vehicle and then shot the police officer.
First no bonity.
She says he shot him first on the head and I informed you.
Na police nini di moja finenu mbano berasto mo no kase yen kutonyesa etu ni bekaye na meni boy we yekwa kutu fridge nechi.
Well, she says the police officer rushed into the shop. At that time, there was blood oozing from his mouth. And then the police officer who has been shot actually told them to go down because if they did not take time, the bullet would also hit them. Well, the top brass of the Ghana Police Service is actually here. Other residents who live here in Kasua are also gathered here watching what's happening as Interior Minister Ambrose Derry and the acting IGP are currently in a meeting with the officers here to understand exactly what happened and circumstances surrounding the killing of 2 police officers who were stationed here. All people who matter in the Ghana Police Service are here today to commiserate with the first wife of one of the police officers, Lance Corporal Mohammed Awal. The Minister announced a directive that henceforth police officers on traffic duties will be armed. In fact, he instructed the Inspector General of Police to ensure that police officers on traffic duties henceforth are armed. He clarified and said that in previous times, personnel of the Motor Transport and Traffic Department of the Ghana Police Service go on traffic duties without arms. Now the directive is that they should be given guns, they should be given bulletproof vests, and they should also be given helmets so that they can defend themselves if they find themselves in a situation that has taken the lives of these two police officers.
As the acting IGP has said, it has been the policy of the police in Ghana not to arm them because of their role. But I have directed the acting IGP to immediately arm all police on traffic. And to provide them with bulletproof equipment, the vest, and the helmets which they have received to enable the police exercise their right of self-defense effectively when they meet such callous and barbaric persons. Because all they were doing was to make sure that things went well. Reckless, and they were shot. If they were armed and protected, they will be protected in the chest and in the head because it has a bulletproof helmet. So that is the directive, that from now we would make sure that our police on traffic duties are armed. Not only should they defend themselves, but it also give them the capacity to deal and fight violent crime when it comes their way. And so the IGP has got the order now, and I know he's going to do a good job to make sure that what has happened to Michael will not happen to any other police on traffic duty. So Michael is a martyr.
Yes, we're going to arm them, but there will be tactical operational arrangements about how we do it. We've got some. You might have a team of 10. Even if you cannot arm all the 10, you would arm those that you can, and then those will serve as a cover for the rest. But in this case, arming them is 0. And you went with us to the side. You saw what happened there. So certainly we are working towards getting everybody armed, and we mean it. We are doing as much as we can. So the principle now is arm them, and we'll arm them.
But there are some assertions out there, like you rightly mentioned, that the police personnel themselves have complained that if they don't feel comfortable wearing the bulletproof vest, so you can even make provision, and they may not wear them.
I've asked them to enforce that, because the same police officers go on UN missions and wear them. So it's a matter of you. I've tried it on, and I don't think it's a big deal. And we need, if we need for special training for them to wear, we do that. But they wear when they go out on the missions, and therefore they should wear, and we're going to insist they do it.
The Inspector General of Police has been speaking, and he has been talking tough about measures that they intend to put in place to nip the situation in the bud. He says that they've realized for some time now Kaswa has posed a security challenge to the country as a whole. So they are putting plans in place. In fact, plans are far advanced to augment the security.
Today I expect all Ghanaians to stand with the Ghana Police Service and have a snack. I expect all Ghanaians to stand with us against these cowards and criminals who will go to every extent to harm innocent officers. It said that desperate situations calls for desperate measures. And therefore, we've had a rethink of our strategies. And I'm not saying that we're going to kill innocent citizens, but this killing of innocent police officers must stop. And we will do everything to ensure that this is stopped. Within the legal framework of the laws of Ghana, I will not see that policemen suffer the casualties that we are suffering. No. I will do everything, my administration will do everything, the police administration will do everything in our power to ensure that our men are safe and that we play the role that has been assigned to us by law and by our constitution. We will defend the people of Ghana. If it means taking our life, fine. But we will ensure that all the criminals who do that, we will deal with them effectively. We are not going to allow any coward to suppress us or to stop us from doing what we need to do.
Well, here at Joy News, we're joining in the condemnation of the murders of the police and declaring our support for them as they seek out the perpetrators. Find on our social media handles the I Stand with GH Police hashtag and also declare your stance on the matter. We're taking a break here on Joy News Prime. We'll be back with business. Stay tuned in. The Judicial Committee has on Thursday pronounced its judgment on the 33-year-old conflict between the Jamong and Jafuk families in BUNKPURUGU in the northeast region. The committee also nullified the enskinment of Alhaji Abuba Nasimong. The Jamong and Jafuk families have been in battle over the BUNKPURUGU chieftaincy scheme since 1986, when a member of the Jafuk family was enskinned chief of the area. The dispute was renewed in 2006 when the current chief, Na Alhaji Abuba Nasimong, another member of the Jafuk family, was again enskinned by the Naire overlord of the BUNKPURUGU traditional area. Aggrieved by the developments, the Jafuk family, which has claimed sole legitimacy to the BUNKPURUGU scheme, dragged the rival family and the Naire before the House of Chiefs. Violence broke out in 2014 and persisted, leading to significant loss of lives until late 2016, when both factions agreed to a permanent ceasefire through a blood burial ceremony. Jamong family lawyer James Ura Manson spoke after the ruling.
A journey we take, it will finally come to an end, certainly. And it is also said that an empty sack cannot stand upright. But when the inevitable happens, it is attributed to magic. But with God, nothing is impossible. Our prayer has always been that the more royal family will emerge the winner of this matter. It has come to pass.
Okay, so now it has come to pass. What next? Because the council had appealed to both factions to remain resolute and not to pick arms. What will be your reaction in case there is any?
Yes, I earlier on indicated that I'm happy for the people of BUNKPURUGU, which means that they will all come together. Now the war is over. They will now come together and then develop BUNKPURUGU. I believe they are all brothers and sisters, and I don't think there will be any trouble again in BUNKPURUGU.
Okay, what steps do you prefer that they should adopt to ensure that there is peace?
Well, I advise that they will first go and greet the Nairi, the overlord, and then thank him for everything, and then resolve their differences with him. I think after that, they can carry out the orders of the court.
Well, joining us on phone now is Albert Yelyang. He's the National Network Coordinator of West Africa Network for Peace Building, WANEB. Thank you very much for making time to speak with us, Mr. Yelyang. Now, is this the ruling that will bring finality to the conflicts there?
Good evening, Israel, and good evening to your listeners. The ruling, the Regional Houses of Chiefs process is one of the options that the parties explored. And today, there is an outcome from that process. The two parties submitted themselves to that, and as the law prescribes, there is an outcome. The expectation, also based on the fact that there have been opportunities, platforms for communication between the two factions and other stakeholders. And I remember the Regional Peace Council, and other stakeholders have been working, the Catholic Church, Presbyterian Church, a lot of stakeholders, the security at the level of the region, then the northern region, which included that place, and also the District Security Council. Everyone has done a lot of things, regarding the dispute and manage it until now. Also, before the ruling, I am aware that there were some engagements that sort of communicated to the parties to remain decorous after the ruling, so that people should not celebrate or behave in a manner or act in a manner or make statements that may tend to derail the process and create some kind of instability within the area. So the expectation is that, yes, that is an outcome that should bring finality. But we are dealing with human beings, and there are always still options that people would like to explore. And I think that the ruling should be towards, or everyone should act towards the stability of the area. And so if anyone feels dissatisfied with the outcome of the process, then the person should be able to explore other means of finding some redress to their dissentiment, their dissatisfaction. And so I think also because there has been some blood barrier in the two factions sort of committed to it, I think that there are a lot of things they will bear in mind in taking certain actions, and then looking at the options that are legal and that can inure to the stability, development, the peace of the area.
All right, thank you very much. You heard Albert Yelyang. He's the National Network Coordinator for the West African Network for Peace Building. Moving on, the President and Chief Executive Officer of Toyota Chusho Corporation, Ichiro Kashitani, has assured President Akufo-Addo to expect the first Toyota vehicle to be assembled in Ghana to be outdoored by August 2020. The President and CEO of Toyota Chusho made this known on Thursday when the government of Ghana and Toyota Chusho Corporation signed a memorandum of understanding for the establishment of a Toyota and Suzuki assembly plant in Ghana. The Chief Operations Officer of the company in charge of the West Africa division of Toyota Chusho, Mr. Imai Toshimichu, who was also at the meeting, noted that the decision to set up in Ghana has been necessitated by the favorable economic climate prevailing in the country. Mr. Imai Toshimichu stated the details of the work to be undertaken in Ghana, including the volumes and models of the vehicles to be produced, are contained in the MOU. The products to be assembled in Ghana include the Toyota Hilux pickup. They are also planning to introduce small passenger cars with 2 Suzuki brands. The decision to assemble Suzuki vehicles in Ghana, according to Mr. Toshimichu, follows the acquisition of a 4.9% stake in Suzuki by Toyota Chusho. This makes Toyota a principal shareholder in Suzuki. On his part, President Akufo-Addo said signing of the MOU with Toyota Chusho falls in line with the vision of making Ghana an automotive hub for West Africa and the larger African market. With the coming into force of the African Continental Free Trade Area, the President noted that Ghana is the base to reach this larger African market. The Upper West branch of the National Democratic Congress has stated that despite the pomp and pageantry displayed during the commissioning of the new 160-bed Upper West Regional Hospital, it is not operational and is closed to patients. Addressing a news conference in Wa on a wide range of issues at the Member of Parliament for the Fiama Busie Isa constituency, Dr. Sebastian Sandari, said the people of the region were deceived into believing that the hospital will be operational as soon as it was commissioned. It's been 11 days since the hospital was commissioned by President Akufo-Addo, and its gates are still closed to patients. Joy News Upper West correspondent Rafiq Salam reports.
The press conference held by the Upper West branch of the National Democratic Congress hinged on 3 issues: the new Upper West Regional Hospital, lack of ambulances, and healthcare financing in the Upper West region. Member of Parliament for the Bure Isa constituency, Dr. Sebastian Sandare, who addressed the press conference, spoke first on the new Upper West Regional Hospital that was commissioned by President Akufo-Addo 11 days ago, but which is still not operational and, for that matter, closed to the public.
Today, as we speak, the hospital is not in operation. There is no work going on there. It was commissioned and immediately closed. So it's an empty, ultra-modern hospital with gates closed. We cannot be that wicked to ourselves and to the people of the Upper West region. At a time that we have many nurses, midwives, laboratory technicians, doctors, and other professional trained health personnel unemployed in the region and the country at large, why can't we and why couldn't we recruit adequate staff to work in this facility? We cannot accept the reason that they are now doing recruitment.
On the issue of ambulances, Dr. Sandare expressed worry that the region cannot boast of any good ambulance that can transport patients to health facilities in the region or beyond. Currently, all 9 government-owned ambulances in the region are grounded.
It is pathetic that the region cannot boast of any strong ambulance to facilitate timely access to health delivery. If we can play our political games, but we cannot play with the health of the people. I do appreciate the role of some sons and daughters who are working assiduously to help the region have ambulance. We shall all play our individual roles to make it a reality.
Dr. Sandaro concluded by accusing the MPP administration of attempting to collapse the National Health Insurance Scheme. He said government delay in reimbursing health facilities in the country is having a toll on vulnerable patients who have to buy drugs from outside these health facilities.
And as we speak, service providers have been owed by the scheme for so many months, 10 to 12 months, and some facilities even more than 12 months, which we think is unfortunate because it's increasing the hardship of vulnerable patients who have to buy drugs and other logistics from private pharmacies and drugstores at very expensive prices.
Reporting for Joy News, Rafiq Salam.
On the streets of Accra, it's not uncommon to find head porters, popularly known as kayaye, competing to carry loads for shoppers and travelers. Often these young women and men earn a pittance from the daily grind. But the production company is working to change that story. Joy News PACA Safo was at the launch and filed this report.
I'm 18 years old. I want to become a journalist in future. I want to become a hairstylist.
Despite the crowds and challenges in grammar, 20 jewels introduced themselves to a bewildered audience. These are young dreamers who have traveled from far corners of the country into Accra, a supposed land of hope. For these girls, the perfect escape turned brutal when attacks, cold nights, no or excessively priced shelter, theft and other atrocities came their way. The plight of the head porters, popularly known as Kayaye or Pa, continues to be a national problem, but there appears to be a semblance of hope for them. A company, Marvelin House Limited, has launched an entrepreneurship reality show dubbed A Jewel in the Streets in collaboration with the Youth and Employment Agency and Ministry for Gender and Children and Social Protection. The 13-week show seeks to train and transform the lives of 20 disadvantaged head porters. The girls, ranging from the ages of 18 to 26, were discovered in a 3-month scout of various markets across the country. Organizers assure fun, education, and excitement at the TV entrepreneurship session begins soon. Speaking at the launch, Honorable Cynthia Morrison, Minister for Gender and Social Protection, called for better attention from all citizenry towards matters of socially vulnerable.
In Ghana, when we go around to look for help for Kaye, for the physically challenged, it's difficult getting. But if it's a beauty pageant, they openly will donate a car. And sometimes I'm like, wow, they'll donate a car for the beauty pageant, but nobody wants to support the underprivileged. So we use this medium to tell Ghanaians that the underprivileged are equally very important. With those on the streets that we are trying to get, today we had programs for them now every Wednesday at Evoa Sadland Park. We bring some of the Kaye and we bring the street boys and girls. We feed them and we talk to them, because the next month we are going on the street full time to make sure they are not there. At least educate them. We are giving them enough education, talking to them. We have volunteers who are doing that with them, so that when we go on the streets to take them out, nobody can complain that we are just being mean to those young people.
A queen mother of the Akwemu traditional area, Tufuhema Nana Amasewa and Pimle II, discouraged extremely poverty-stricken women from making babies, especially when they have no means of catering for them.
If you're not ready to raise a child, don't bring a child to this world. That is being neglected. It should be talked about. It's an issue that is painful, and you can't talk about somebody's reproductive system, but we have to talk about it. Because if the child doesn't have a place to put it, the mother doesn't have a place to stay, where would the child be positioned?
For 13 weeks, 20 girls previously living in the streets will be treated to full nourishment, clothing, training, and residence in a fully furnished mansion. 2 years of accommodation after the show has also been assured. A jewel in the street is a clear sign that when done properly, individuals and governments can collaborate to make meaningful change. For Joy News, PSC and Nana Yausafo reports.
All right, thank you very much. And that's it for Bulletin. I'm Israel Live. You have a good night.